Hi, my name is Sabrina. I'm 60 years old and I'm from Sudbury, Ontario, Canada. My diagnosis is third time reoccurring ovarian cancer. Prior to that, I had thyroid cancer. Surgery for the thyroid, the first two occurrences of ovarian were surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation. It was time to do something different. I couldn't bring myself to do chemo again, so my family started to do some research. What other methods are there? Something healthier, a different approach. Doing the same thing the same way over and over again is insanity, so it was time to change. And through that research, they came across the Immunotherapy Institute here in Tijuana, Mexico. Communication happened between Gabriela and Dr. Perez with my daughter and my daughter-in-law. He asked to see my medical records, and within hours, we had a telephone conversation, and he knew my entire file. And he asked me questions that nobody ever asked me before. So we felt very comforted knowing that there was an alternative and a great jumping point for my health for the future and for getting rid of the cancer. It was a very good start. He answered any questions, any concerns, any worries. They had many discussions before I even knew this was an option. So I'm very proud of my family for wanting more for me as well. They just answered all of the questions, and to tell you the truth, I never knew what holistic meant until I got here. To know that my nutrition, my diet was going to change, and that I had access to all of this treatment all in one package just seemed very attractive. It just seemed the right thing to do. Yeah, and change of scenery and warmer weather. Absolutely fantastic. I remember writing lists of questions, and sometimes it was on a Saturday, sometimes on a Sunday, and she answered me right away. I was very impressed with her promptness. Any questions I had, she was able to answer. And she also encouraged that if I had other concerns, that I was welcome to speak to Dr. Perez again. Great communication from the time that before we left, so I knew where I was going to be picked up in San Diego. Who was picking me up, the license plate of the driver, and he was right there outside the door. A very quick drive here to Tijuana, and they brought us right to Easy Living. So that part was comforting, knowing that we were well looked after, we were safe, and we didn't have any worries. Mexico's got a little bit of a stereotype, right? It's not as safe, and I knew it was close to the border. I knew there was the big wall there, and really that's all I knew. But our perception quickly changed when I saw the safe environment that we're in, the clean neighborhood that we're in. All the people that work in this building really care about our concerns. You got any questions? You know, they'd help find an Uber or a Didi. They showed us where the restaurants were. Everything was here within a block. So we've always felt safe here. For future patients, write the questions down. Speak to Gabriela. Ask her all the questions you want. Book an appointment face-to-face or on the phone with Dr. Perez. He will also answer all of your questions. The staff here were incredible. My husband is with me. He's been made to feel like he's part of the team. Seeing the oncologist, the doctors, the nurses, their professionalism, the nutritionist, the physiotherapist, the healer that does Reiki, the whole package looked at me as a whole and didn't just treat that part of the cancer that I had. They treated my whole being. When I came here, I wasn't in good shape. I was weak. I had a lot of pain and swelling in my leg. I was wobbly when I was walking. I did not look good. Within the first 3 days, I had flu-like symptoms, but we knew that was to be expected. And by the second week, I was getting compliments from our fellow fighters saying that I had better color, that I was walking better, and I took a better look in the mirror, and I couldn't believe how good I was looking and how good I was feeling. My physical well-being and my mental well-being have improved drastically since I've been here, and it's only been 3 weeks. They're always wearing masks. They take very good care to put an IV line in you. The nurse is like La Reina. I found her to be incredibly compassionate and very, very good at what she did. Dr. Alfonso was not only funny, but he was very supportive and he was there with us all day. Anytime you had any questions or concerns, you could address it right then and there in the room. But if I had more concerns or I was feeling a little nervous about anything, there was always a little office where you can go discuss privately with him, which I did, and he was able to ease any of my concerns. I was felt very comforted, very safe, very well looked after. The staff are very professional. The facilities, very nice, very clean. It's a little smaller than I expected, but that's okay because it had like an intimate feel to it. So the entryway was nice and clean and bright. You actually enter on the fourth floor onto a terrace, which is nice because you could go in and out during treatment at any point to get some fresh air, get some sun. The common area had tables and chairs and then a couple of recliners and then a little patio furniture area. So however you wanted to seat yourself or sit with whoever, there was always that opportunity. And then the treatment room had the nice big recliners that were very comfortable too. It's very quaint, but it had everything that you needed there. The treatment room, it was good. I'm very glad that my family and I made this decision to get me whole, and I know I have some homework to do when I get back. The nutritionist has sent me to work on my meal plans. The physiotherapist sent me home with some really great exercises. And I really appreciate the fact that I have their contact numbers, email addresses, and WhatsApp so that we can stay in touch, share recipes, share photos, and ask questions. I've also been told that I can email you at any point if I'd like to speak to Dr. Alfonso or Dr. Perez or anyone else, and that you would set that up. And I really like the fact that there's a 3-year follow-up, so you don't leave here and undo what you've done. You continue doing all of the great things that you've accomplished and gained while here.